Okay, so on these, I'm not going to go over all of them. I need to go over all of them. I'm going to go over some of the harder ones. Some ones that when I gave you this worksheet, I could probably pick out some that would be missed before you even worked them out. Okay? One of them, I'm going to start with the hardest one. I'm going to go down here, maybe if I can scroll, not that far, to row 11. Raise your hand if you had in row 11, everything's a little slow today, 3/10, but you had that. Okay, I could have called that yesterday. Now, I'm going to pick on Brant because he's up here in the front, and he said, it says 3%, so why do you have 3/100? So, and I said, process. Like, think about that. Percents are always out of what? 100. So that's the easiest way to get a fraction if we're given the percent is put it over 100 and reduce. Okay? And I think once he said it, then he kind of figured it out. But he figured it out from looking here. Even if we're looking at the decimal, why is it 3/100 and not 3/10, Brady? Because that 3 is in the hundredths place. So we pronounce that as 3/100ths, not 3/10. Okay? Besides number 8, are there any other ones you want me to discuss? Besides number 8. I'm going to talk about number 8. That was the hardest one on here. Are there any other ones you want me to go over? Brady? Number 5. Okay. Number 5 was tricky. I agree. So 5 and 8. Any others? Emmett?
7.
Okay. 5, 7, 8. I'm going to have to go to a whiteboard because I don't have the workspace that you guys did. Okay. Number 5, it gave us the fraction 15/16. To get we have to get the decimal and the percent. Best case scenario, I can get that 16 to a 100. Is this best case scenario? No. Nope, can't do it. What's the option 3 that always works? We just don't like it. Kendall? You have to do long division. And even though we don't like it, we really don't like this one. 15 divided by 16. I'm going to add my decimal point. I'm going to add 1 0. 16 does not go into 15, so I have to go into 150. My suggestion, I estimate 16 is close to 20. It's easier to count by 20s. How many times does 20 go into 150? Brady? Or we can just count 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40. 7 times. That's just my guess. Now I go out and do some scratch work. I got to check because I have to get the actual answer. 16 times 7 is 42. That's 112. I might be able to fit some more 16s. So I'm going to do 16 times 8. 8. That's 4. 128. Maybe one more. 144. Okay, so that gets me the closest. So all I'm doing is guessing and checking. I'm coming up with my multiples. You could make a whole list, but do you need the whole list? No. Now we know the 7, 8, and 9. So 16 goes into 150 9 times. And also, what is 16 times 10? 160, which is close to 150. So that should have been a better way to get there. 144. That's 6 left over. Drop a 0. How many times does 16 go into 60? How many? 3 times. So let's do the math. 16 times 3. 48. Yep. So 3 times. That's 48. 2. 5 minus 4 is 1. Drop another 0, We already have our answer right here. 7 times, because that gets me to 112. I've already done the math. 8 left over. Why am I still not done?
Because you need to get
I still have a remainder. Parker?
5.
Try 5. Okay, that comes out even, so we finally have our decimal. 0.9375. Now that we have our decimal, can we easily get our percent? Avery, what is my percent if that is my decimal? 93.75%. Okay, I agree. That one was a hard one because it was longer. Okay, and really it wasn't that it was super hard. It was just long, and you guys don't like long. You like quick and easy, and they're not all quick and easy. Okay? Number 7. Lena, will you read me the problem? Was it 13 over 54?
No, 13 over 52.
Over 52. Okay? So if you look at the answer key, Lena saw it. What did I do on the answer key?
But equals 1/4.
So equals 1/4. Always see if you can reduce the fraction, because do you guys like working with larger numbers or smaller numbers? Smaller. Now, most people still wouldn't realize that that can be divided by 13. Some people would, some people wouldn't. That would be 1/4. Why did that just make the problem a whole lot easier, Briley? That's one that should be up here in your brain. From there, you could have said 1/4 is equal 0.25, 25%. Raise your hand if you didn't do it that way. Okay, hands down. Raise your hand if you did do it that way. Okay, Parker did. Parker's brain works like mine sometimes. Okay, now, if you didn't see that, that's okay, because we have option 3, which we love oh so much. We would take 13 divided by 52 at our decimal point. 52 goes into 130 twice. That would be 104. 6, 2, so I have 26. Drop a 0. Now, again, I would use just estimating, counting by 50s. 50, 100, 150, 200, 250. So 5 would be my guess, but I have to check and see what it actually is. 52 times 5 is 260. So there's my 0.25. When you see 0.25, something in your brain should trigger and be like, huh, I could have reduced that to 1/4. Briley?
I made it more complicated. I got to 1/4, then I made it like, I got to 1 to 100 because I like all that.
And again, that you can do that. It's just there's easy ways and there's hard ways. Sometimes you guys take the long road. What's the shortest distance between any 2 points?
Centimeter.
Straight line. Okay, sometimes instead of going straight from one thing to the next, you guys take the long way around. As long as you get there, does it matter?
No.
Nope, doesn't matter. Okay, so then that would be 25%. Hardest one on here, and it's not as hard probably as you made it out to be. It's just different. I'm going to say it's different. Number 8 was 2 6/9. First thing I would have done is reduce 6/9. Cam, what does 6/9 reduce to? 2/3. So, 2 2/3. As a decimal, the 2 stays a 2. What is 2/3 as a decimal, Parker? 0.6 repeating, but I'm replacing the 0 with that 2. So this would just be 2.6 repeating. Okay, if you didn't get, if your brain didn't work like that, if you would have taken 6 divided by 9, again, it works every time. It's just not always the easiest. 9 goes into 60. 6 times, that's 54. I would get 60, 54. I would get 60, 54. I would get 60. And we should notice the repeating pattern there. Now, to change the decimal to a percent, we need a few more places. So we move it 2 times. So I would get 266.6 repeating percent. But we can't do repeating decimals in percents. It's just not the proper way. So Emmett, we know that 0.6 repeating, what's a better way to write that?
I have a question.
Yes.
Why do you not round to 6?
We only round if it tells us to round. Okay? We are giving an exact answer. If you're able to give an exact answer, that's always better than a rounded answer. Kendall, what is 0.6 repeating as a fraction? 2/3. So that's how we got 266 and 2/3%. Again, that was the hardest one on there. But if you would have reduced 6/9, it would have been more clear. Okay, questions about any other ones? Okay. Listen carefully. You guys have about 15 minutes left. Your homework tonight is the back side. Okay? I will let you work with a partner if you would like to work with a partner. I need you to bring all of the answer keys up and place them on this desk, please. So one person from each partner that just had the answer keys, bring them up and put them on the desk. While you're working, I'm going to pass out next week's IXL.